Welcome to Beyond Profile. This is the morning update for June 12th, Tuesday of trading. Options expiration week. Yesterday was a wonderful day of just some high volatility, and had you woken up, from the markets on Sunday night, looked at them, you were up trading at 1342 after the Spain news. And this morning we opened, we were a little bit slightly lower than that. We were down against this prior high on the daily chart here, 27s to 30s. And it turns out that we have an engulfing bar or an outside bar with a complete sell-off the rest of the day, and market pulls itself back inside of the prior balance area. If you remember right from last week's update, we were looking at, and the arrow still there, is that we were underneath that balance area. We said if it got itself back up inside of that, we would go out the other side. Voila, right? So we got that suffice. Now the question becomes is, where do we go from here? Does this come all the way back down to the bottom of the balance area, maybe even fill the gap? That would be one scenario. The other scenario would obviously be continuing all the way back down to last week's lows. Another one would be for us to turn somewhere here, because if you notice on the profile here, notice the volume that's going off here at 1301 area compared to which would be the 73 number. It wouldn't take much if we traveled here for some time and built up that volume profile. Now let me grab the 30-minute chart. I'm actually doing this update about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday evening, because I'll be out in the morning. But if you look at what we've got going on here, and you'll see that there's actually a balance area for 3 days now. You have the unfair low territory down here at 1299, 1300. You have the unfair highs, roughly, actually they got to come in a little bit here, the prior tops right here, 23s. If we can hold this level in the overnight, I'm looking for this to trade back into the 14s to 23 level tomorrow. Traveled back, after such a wide range bar like that, you would expect some sort of a pause day, although we've never had one yet. But this area here will be where value was, because today's value area low is down at around the 11 area, which puts us here, and then the value area high is 2375. So if we can hold on to this low in the overnight session here, we can probe it, that's okay. But as long as we could start to trade actually back 1302, 1303, this is a pretty clean sell-off back to 14s. I would see a retest of 14s in the overnight possibly, with a push tomorrow up into 23s. It's still balanced trade. As you look at this, you can just kind of squint your eyes. Remember, it's never perfect, but you got relatively equal highs, relatively equal lows. We're still balancing here, folks. Okay, back down, and what did we get here? We got another low back to the high, and then the gap open, but we're back inside the balance area, and where do we stop again? Back down at the unfair low territory. So the cycle continues, and that's what I'm saying, possibly here even in the overnight that we could see a retest of this level tomorrow, somewhere here back all the way into that area. Until this actually is broken, all right, if we probe it and there's no follow through, we pull ourselves back up into it, we go back up and retest the 1340 area again from last night on Sunday's night session. So we're back balanced here. This would be day number 3 again, even though we tried to push higher and it completely gave it all back. Like I said, when our markets opened, we were basically back up against these levels here. So the market holding this area. Don't forget, it is options expiration this week. Heightened volatility, actually quadruple witching, if you will. And I think what is interesting here is that we need to watch that node right there, which is 13, let's just call it 1301. And if it shifts from the one that was down here at 1272, 1271, you notice where this stopped actually is right on top of this month's value area high. So if we could even pivot, maybe even a pause day back to this node, note where that's at, 1475. You really only have 4 major high volume areas in this profile for the month. You have this one down here, you have a minor one at 77s, a major one here at 1300, and then another minor one at 1475. So you have those 4 areas, and again, big old void in the chart back down from these levels too, because if we broke the 1300, then it kind of opens up the door for a potential for a big move back down. But again, VIX closed up strong, 2356, back in the swing of things. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually plays out. This is actually one of the widest range bars we've had all year. So look at where you're at in the morning and make a determination if you hold on to these levels that the market, I would be targeting 14s to 23s for a day trade then from these levels down here. All right, folks, have a good trading day, and we'll see you in the room.